Hello, 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 my lovely, lovely friends. Thank you for joining me here on A Journey in Light. My name is Joy. Hello. Today we are doing a pick a card on messages from spirit, messages from your guides, the universe, however you want to phrase that, but just some things that you need to know, need to understand, possibly remember. I feel like a lot of this stuff, we know a lot of amazing things, we just forget along the way, or we get caught up in situations. So our guides, this is meant to be a loving reminder, message that you need to hear right now. So I have 3 piles for you today. I have pile 1 with the Shungite angel here, so black angel here. Pile 2 is this porcelain angel ornament that I love. Pile 3 is this amethyst angel. So go with whichever pile you're drawn to the most. If you're drawn to more than one, this is the type of reading definitely I suggest you listen to more than one pile if you feel so drawn to, because there's going to be a lot of really just thought-provoking messages. And again, some of this may be things you already know, but just needed the general reminder. I know a lot of really cool stuff, and I forget things all the time. So again, we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. The timestamps will be in the description box below. Just open the description box, click on your timestamp, and it'll take you right to your spot in the reading. So I'm going to leave these up for a moment. If you need more time, feel free to pause the screen here, and then I will see you at your pile. Bye, guys. Hello, my lovely friends for pile 1. You guys picked the Shungite angel here. We'll put this guy right here. And we are going over what messages that Spirit wants you to know, wants you to understand. I'll be using the Muse Tarot for your guys' tarot section. We're going to start with the Oracle cards. I'm going to lay them all out and then kind of just go where Spirit takes me. Again, this is a very Spirit guide led reading. I'm going to channel whatever comes through. So hopefully most of it resonates for you, but maybe not every subject, but you know, in general, if you were drawn to this pile, there should be something here for you, and something of value, and something as a reminder. So yeah, let's get started there. First we have the Goddess of Creation, Transformation, Creativity, and Wholeness. I just received this deck. It's the Gaia Oracle. I'm going to be reading the descriptions from this book. But so we have Goddess of Creation. You have Sacred Reverence. Sorry. We have Surrender to Complete Healing. We have Go For It. We have Authority Figures, and with this card, this is from a past life deck, so this could be things that are affecting you from your past life, but we'll go over that when we get there. We have Create and Express, and then we have the King, and then we have Light Attributes and Shadow Attributes. So if this is feeling, I know we haven't jumped into it, like messages you may need to hear, then please stick around. But I want to start with this Goddess of Creation, Transformation, Creativity, and Wholeness. I want to read the description. They're short, but they're really good. So let's see. Goddess of Creation. It's time for you to chill out and let go of rigid and fixed ideas. Relax and take time out to just be. So if you've been going, there is a massive message to relax, stop, heal. If you've been pulled into this bubble where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, it may just be to be still. You have really been trying too hard lately and are taking things far too seriously. This has blocked your creativity and caused your energy levels to be low. You probably tell yourself that you don't have time to relax, but you must take the time. Make this a priority and you will find an interesting transformation takes place. Your creativity will increase and you will feel revitalized by a newfound sense of purpose and inspiration. Your mind may be telling you that relaxation is a futile waste of time, yet the opposite is true. Relaxation will slow down your thoughts and open your heart. It is fuel for the soul that will have a positive flow-on effect for your entire being. Your being is of paramount importance, so do not take it for granted. Without it, nothing else matters. And then we have an affirmation. So I'm going to hold that up if you guys want to screenshot. It's right up here. If anybody wants to screenshot the affirmation for this. And it says, I take time each day to relax. I make time each day to nurture my spirit. I connect spiritually to a space of love inside my heart, and I find the peace within. I am light and I am love. So that would be a good affirmation to write down or keep somewhere, look at, and read. So yeah, you definitely are being guided to relax and allow the transformation to happen, but the transformation is going to happen in the calm moment. So again, if you've been go and you just feel like you're stuck, or even if you haven't been go but you just feel stuck, you may be taking things too seriously. So your guides are wanting you to just calm down and relax. I don't know how many times I can say that. So then we have surrender to complete healing. So I believe a lot of you guys in this pile have been on a healing journey. But is there any areas that you're not completely open to? And this is really surrendering all of it. Everything that needs to be healed. I get that that's hard. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but it will be worth it. And what am I trying to say? Not so fun fact is we're always healing, but there's always levels and layers of healing, but you know, you have to make sure you're open to all of it. So this card says, open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical and emotional and spiritual healing. So yeah, make sure, you know, some of us, sometimes we get fixated on emotional healing and not realize there's physical healing needs to be done or spiritual healing needs to be done. This is finding balance and opening up to all of it here. The sacred reverence, of course, now my mind has gone completely blank. I've had this deck forever and I'm like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? Oh, okay, yeah. This is the awe for the truth that spirit is everywhere. Inspiration coming through as a result of reverence. Joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity, spiritual passion, manifesting from a starting point of the spiritual realm. So this is, I think, as you allow yourself to relax. A lot of us do things or we say we're relaxing, but there's a guilt associated with it. So we don't fully take it in, right? So this is allowing ourselves to, as you allow yourself to relax, you'll start seeing spirit in everything. You'll start noticing more synchronicities. You'll start noticing that like the key that you need, your answers that you need are all the way around you and within you and within your own heart. But a lot of that is in nature. With the earth being kind of printed on these hands here and on this heart, I feel like connecting with nature at this time will be a really, really good point for you guys. When you do, you know, get in your head too much, or get lost in your thoughts, just getting back out into nature can really be helpful. I know I talk about this a lot, but it is a really good reminder, and I feel like we hear it everywhere, but how often do we actually do it? You know, even just taking your shoes off, trying to get and ground yourself, your feet to the earth, even for a couple minutes. And if you are finding yourself in overwhelming thoughts, switch your thoughts to thank you. For every step you take, say thank you. even if you don't know what you're thanking for, like it's going to shift your energy and it's going to help you connect with the earth. Be thankful for the earth that's supporting you here. The earth supports all of us in life, right? And we forget about that. We take it for granted. So this is about connecting back in. And as you connect back in, you'll see. It's really hard to explain unless you get it. So hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. And I think, again, this feels like a remembrance. This is something that maybe you've done before in the past and you've maybe just been too caught up in life and you've forgotten to do it. So this is reconnecting back to your true nature and your nature connected to nature. And being of the earth, of the universe. You know, we're made up of all the same things that are in space, you know, that kind of message here, but really just connecting back into the earth, into the heart, your heart. So yeah, relax, complete, surrender to complete healing, and be in awe of spirit all the way around you. So we have create and express. So your guides are really wanting you to be creative. There was this huge creativity message here with this goddess of creation, to learn to, you know, find the fun in things. Find, if you used to play an instrument or dance or something like that, finding a way to be creative and express it. Paint, whatever that looks like for you. Again, we all have different forms of creativity, but really leaning into that and using that as a way to express yourself and express your soul. Or if you feel like you've been disconnected from yourself or your soul, really getting back into that like almost meditative, like creative process, that where you're losing yourself but yet finding yourself at the same time. It's going to be a very, very important thing to do. I'm getting really drawn into this. So I didn't know why my guides wanted me to pull cards from this deck for this reading, but so this is from a past life. So in a past life, you may have been an authority figure. I had a deal with authority figures, but the way that the intention was given to me was to pull this card to let you know this may be something that's affecting you in this life, and to look into that, possibly doing like a past life regression meditation, or going to like a hypnotherapist to get a past life regression, because there may be something from a past life that is affecting you now. If you do feel like you have an issue with authority figures, that might be something that you need to explore, or being able to step into your own authority about your life, aka being able to say no, things like that. So there's some sort of authority figure correlation, and some of you guys may have felt like you were an authority figure in a past life, and this may just be a nod that, hey, this message is, or this pile is for you. And I wasn't quite sure why they wanted me to pull these cards, but I shake cameras, and I do, well, I'm just the messenger. So this definitely feels like there's just something, like if you have like this need for, like we have this Judge's little, I forget what it's called, but it's like this need to be fair. This also feels like very Libra energy coming in. So there may be some injustices that have been like irking you the wrong way, but you don't quite understand. A lot of times when things are affecting us from our past life, we don't even recognize like why we have these certain quirks or particular thing. You're like, because that might not make sense for your current life, but understanding that some of these issues are coming up from your past life. So if you're like, I don't know, I've never had a problem with XYZ, but yet here it is causing me a problem, it's an area to look deeper into and recognize where that's coming from. And again, yours is around authority figures, so this also could be authority figures in your life, you know, bosses, parents, people that try to put their authority on you. And I'm not saying you need to put up with that. I'm just saying like there's going to be something to do with that you need to look in and you need to recognize. I feel like it's a kind of a broader spectrum for everybody. I'm not getting a lot of detailed messages, but just that there's something that you need to look in if this is something that triggers you, and to look into that, because there could be something from a past life that, yeah, you're just holding on to or carrying in this life that may need to be let go of, and you may find some peace and relief in that as well. We have this King card. So all these cards have light and shadow attributes. So the light side of this, the leaning into this King energy that you may be, getting into, it's enlightening or enlightened benevolent, I can never say that word, leadership, benefiting those in charge. This also feels like this authority figure. Some of you guys may have been royalty in a past life. Maybe that's just something to explore. This doesn't have to be some like hard message. This could be an interesting message for you. Like if you felt like you were perhaps royalty in a past life, like look into that. It could be a cool thing to, you know, uncover about your soul's journey, not just this lifetime, but in a different lifetime. But the shadow attributes of that is excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. So be mindful of any areas that you're above somebody or you seem to have authority over someone else. Make sure you're not abusing that. Make sure you are being the leader that you want to be. Like if you guys are in a place of work where you feel like you're an authority over people and you're not getting that respect, look at the type of leader that you are. Are you the type of leader that you would want to follow? You know, or are you coming in like a tyrant? You know, those are just like friendly reminders again from the universe. Also, if you're dealing with somebody else that is maybe the shadow attributes of that, that's above you, you know, maybe trying to look at why they're doing that. You know, like sometimes coming in from an understanding, it makes it less personal for you and makes it more about them versus you. And so like it kind of lightens the pressure we take on from others when we realize that has something to do with me. That's their issue. I wish they would fix it. But at the same time, it gives you a little bit of peace knowing that it really isn't you, it's that person. All right, and then we have go for it. So there's something that you need to go for. It says, step outside your comfort zone. Make plans. Now is the time, favorable outcome, and you're in alignment. This also feels like flying somewhere or traveling could be important. If you've been thinking about taking this trip, but you're like worried about the money and stuff like that, it's, you know, I get that, but recognize like we always find a way to make more money. Money always comes back in. Money is just energy too, but you don't always get these chances to do these experiences again. So if you do have an experience, you know, you're getting the message to just go for it. Take this little risk and take this trip that you need to go on. And that may also be something that you need to do to unwind. If you've been getting too serious, if your bosses at work are driving you nuts, if the man's getting you down, then if you can, take a break. Go for a trip, rest, and allow yourself to rest. Again, this message keeps coming in and allowing yourself to take some time off, allowing yourself not to take everything so seriously, allowing yourself to play and express, allowing yourself to not have to be everything for everyone and just go for it and let it go. All right, so let's get into the tarot now and see what other messages your guides want you to know. I hope you're enjoying this reading. Again, I was called to do this reading and I wasn't sure how it was going to go, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, please like or comment, even if it's just an emoji. Maybe give a paradise, because we're taking relaxations in this group. Yeah, this group is about like AKA sum it up, take a vacation. Even if it's a staycation, but allowing yourself to relax is huge. All right, so what else does pile one need to know, Spirit? What do you guys want them to know or understand at this time? So we have a Four of Wands. So this is about, you know, setting up foundations, but this is also about relaxing. This is also about connecting with others, especially in this card. I feel like connecting with like-minded souls, even if you don't have them, like say here, in like close proximity, using social media to your advantage or technology to your advantage to connect with people that you feel a soul connection with, even if they're on four corners of the world. I know this firsthand, like most of my friends live in my phone. It's a joke. So, but it's true. But it's also going, okay, well, I don't have a lot of people here that I'm close-minded with, but all my soul family seem to be spread out. And yes, there is a reason for that. But connecting with those people, even if you can get on FaceTime or just video chat and connecting with them, having a fun moment is going to be very important. But just connecting with like-minded souls, maybe get into a meditation group. I know my friend Joey, if you're on TikTok, Joey Labossiere, I think his account now is Joey Labossiere 2, every Sunday does a group meditation at, I know it's 9:30 Eastern. I don't know the other ones, but that's because I'm Eastern time zone. He does an amazing group-led meditation every Sunday night, and there's usually 200 to 400 people on there, and it's amazing. Joey is amazingly gifted at guiding a bunch of people, and it's a very beautiful thing to take a part of. And it's free, and Joey's great. If you don't know Joey, like, he's part of my soul family. Totally awesome dude. Very cool spirit, very cool guy. He's a clinical hypnotherapist, actually. So if you do have past life issues and you don't know someone to connect with, Joey would be your guy. He does group things too. I don't know why this is all of a sudden become a promoting Joey thing. Wasn't my intention. However, I just wanted to talk about his meditation. I think if you look on my YouTube as well, on my main page, I have a couple different accounts that are friends of mine that I like. I think Joey's on there, so you can find his YouTube and all his information on there as well. Anyways, so I think I have a featured channel thing on my main page on YouTube. Anywho, so if that, like, Joey's not the only person. I'm just using that example because it's something I try to do on Sunday nights. Okay, anyway, so this is just more about connecting with like-minded souls, celebrating with those people that just get you, and also celebrating people that you get. Because Four of Wands is about celebration, but the way that's, like, my guides a lot of times give me messages through the imagery, and that's how this is coming in. It's almost like not focusing on what typical Four of Wands means. I know some of it means something different for a lot of you guys. Feel free to take a nod for that, but I'm not going there this reading. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. But yeah, this is just about, like, building a strong foundation with like-minded souls, and really look into that, really honor that in however way you can. All right, so let's see what else. Fool. So yeah, this is going to be, I think once you get recharged, guys, like, that is your key. Like, my guides were very big that this was going to be, whichever card in each pile, this was going to be the pivotal focus for this reading. So again, allowing yourself to rest, taking that moment to recharge. Once you do, you will start feeling more like yourself. And that's when you'll be able to take this leap of faith. That's when you'll be able to go for this nudge, whatever this is. You know, I'm taking this as travel because it has a plane, but it doesn't have to be that. It's this whatever next step you need to take. But if you feel like you don't know where you're going or what to do, or you're overwhelmed and all that stuff, just drop it all. Just let it all go for a while. Have fun, play in life again, and then you'll feel recharged and know where you're going. And then you'll feel like you can take that leap of faith. You'll be recharged. You'll have that new found excitement for what you're going for, and really be able to take that leap of faith. But newness is coming. And there is a message coming up. If you don't allow yourself to relax, your body's going to force you to. That sometimes comes in as sickness, that comes in as tower moments. You know, like, if your body needs it, like, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. It's much easier if you do it on your own than having the universe come in and force you to, right? Anyone who's been through tower moments, you know what I'm talking about. But this is where you don't need that tower moment. You're making the choice yourself. So it's going to be easier if you do it this way. All right. Watch us get the tower next. I'm like, okay, sorry. Let's see what else. All right, we have two more that came out. So we have an Ace of Cups. So this is about so much love that your cup is overflowing. For me, the Ace of Cups was given to me, not this image, but another actually deck by this creator, in meditation on what I'm supposed to do. And it's about sharing the love in my heart center with others, aka doing what I'm doing right now. Sharing these messages, sharing so much of your soul with others and expressing things. I know it's not always easy. We don't always get that reciprocated from others, but it's still very important to share our gifts that we hold within with other people. Share your emotions, share your experiences, share that cup of love you have in the only way that you can with your unique soul with those around you, because they need it too. Also, the other side with this overall message is also making sure you're pouring into yourself first. It is a beautiful thing to give to others, right? It's a beautiful thing to give of your soul, to give of your purpose to others, but you have to do it from a full cup. if we don't take the time to nurture ourselves, to rejuvenate, to do the things that we need for our own healing, we're pouring from an empty cup, and then eventually it just runs out and it's at your own detriment. So be mindful that you're filling your cup first and then the overage. This is a card of overflowing of that cup. So allow your overflowing to go. And if you don't have that to give yet, then it's okay to just keep it to yourself. So there's a message with that there too. So we have a 10 of Wands here, which a 10 of Wands can, you know, feel like carrying a heavy load. It's a lot. So there may be points in your life that you're being asked to let some of that go. Sometimes it's emotions, sometimes it's past situations. There's like, basically it's like, if you've been carrying a lot, ask yourself, do I really need to carry this anymore? What am I carrying around? Is it bringing me happiness, or is it bringing me down? Can I let it go? Can I allow myself to let it go? If it's no longer serving you and it's just weighing you down, it's time to let those bags go, pile one. It's time to release the grip on what was and move forward with what is. Because sometimes we get so caught up in how we wanted things to go or wanted something to work out, we don't even realize that something better is waiting around the corner, but we're so busy holding on to all these old expectations, these old desires, outdated beliefs, that we're not able to see the other things around us or even open up our hands to more things. So if it's not serving you guys, it's time to let that heaviness go. You know, I always like, if I talk about grief, because we all deal with grief, right? Grief is a place to visit. It's not a place to unpack your bags. We all go through emotions. We have to deal with emotions. If you don't deal with emotions, they're just going to show up another way. So the best way to get through hard emotions is through them, by dealing with them, but feeling them, but not allowing them to consume us, but also allowing ourselves to be there. So maybe this time of relaxation is about you working through those old feelings, opening up yourself to complete healing, surrendering to it. You know, all these things that have been holding you back for so long, maybe they just need to be addressed and then let go, to be felt through and then poured through and poured out. You know, I love the fact that she's carrying a vessel in this. So this can be like a vessel of old emotions, old pains, all that stuff. And maybe they've served you so far. And maybe you need to go through them one more time, even if it's just to let them go, you know, and say, okay, thank you for the lessons, or I didn't really want that lesson, but I guess I got it. I guess it serves some purpose, even if I don't understand it, but I'm no longer carrying this anymore, right? But actually, you know, allowing it to pour through you and no longer weigh you down. All right, I feel the need to pull one more. What's one last message for pile one that they need to know, need to hear, need to understand at this time? And death. So this is all about that transformation. As all this comes, again, a lot of this stuff isn't the easiest of stuff, but it's needed stuff. But death is actually one of my favorite cards in tarot. It represents Scorpio. But this is just a card of transformation. It's allowing those things that no longer serve us to go so we can transform into who we were meant to be. I think I was talking about a message, and I think I lost myself with this last card. Sorry, is that message of what is ahead of us can be way better and bigger than we can imagine, but if we're too focused on how things should have been or how we wanted them, and we'll miss it all together. So this is about allowing yourself to transform, allowing things to die that we don't need anymore, allowing old versions of ourselves to die, allow old versions of outdated thoughts to go, and really step into your power. Maybe really step into your own authority, because maybe you have this special skill. Maybe your self-doubts are holding you back, and those are old things that you need to let go, you know, and yeah, just stepping into almost like your birthright is how this is coming in now. But you have to allow that transformation to happen so you can take that leap of faith, so you can step forward and move into where you know you need to be. Or at least your soul knows. But sometimes we have to let all this else go so we can actually hear our soul again. Okay, pile one. I think I'm going to end this here. I hope that these messages served you. I hope it all made sense. I feel like I was all over the place, but I was channeling a lot of that, so I'm not even sure what was said. But thank you guys so much. Again, don't forget to like or share this with someone that you think that would appreciate these messages. If you feel the need to watch another pile, I will meet you over there. If not, thank you again so much for spending your time with me. It's truly, truly an honor, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a future reading. Bye, guys. Hello, my lovely friends for Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. This is a spirit-led reading. Whatever is going to come through is going to come through from your guides, from the universe. A lot of this stuff I feel like Pile 1 was interesting. Again, I don't really know what's going to come up. A lot of this stuff feels like things that we possibly already know but just forget, and it feels like gentle reminders and loving messages to allow and things like that. So again, I don't know what's in this pile. I don't know what's going to come up. I'm just being open to whatever the people that were drawn to, or the intention I set was whatever people that are drawn to pile 2, this this angel or whatever drawn to the timestamp, to have the messages that they need to hear most. All the messages might not be needed for you, but there should be something here if you are drawn to it. So all I ask is that you listen with an open mind, an open heart, and just allow the messages to come through, and the ones that you don't resonate, just let them go. All right, guys, so you guys picked one of my favorite little angels. It's usually sitting up with this amethyst big point I have. It's an ornament, but she chills with me all the time. So she's always being charged by a beautiful crystal. So if you're drawn to her, there you go. We'll sit her right here, and we'll see what Spirit has for you. I'm going to start with Oracle cards, and then we'll get into Tarot. I'm using the Guardian of the Night Tarot for your reading. And then we are starting with Oracle cards. So I'm going to lay them all out and get going. But our main focus for this reading have been the Gaia Oracles cards. I'll be reading from this as well because it's a new deck I just got. It was donated by Holly over at Crystal Rose Tarot. I'll link her in the description box. Amazing channel. I would love to get her to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys feel loving and kind, please pop over to Holly's account, her YouTube. Amazing soul, part of my soul family. I think you'll love her messages. But yeah, I would love to help her get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys feel the need, I would love it if you guys could go pop over there. Anywho, okay. So your guys' main focus is purification fire, bare essentials, the naked truth, and wholeness. That's kind of like the center of this message, but I'll put out all of them and then we'll pop into it. We have ears wide open. This is about listening. You guys have the Seeker. We have, this is a past life. This is maybe a past life connection or how your past life is affecting you. We have Egypt, which I have a connection, like several past life connections with Egypt, so maybe some of you guys do as well. If you do, drop a comment. All right, being love. We have life purpose. Okay. Getting excited. And surrender obsessive thinking. All right. I don't know how I want to set these up. I'll probably move them around a lot, but let's get going. And then again, we will pull tarot. So we're starting with this Gaia Oracle. I'm really loving this deck. Thank you again, Holly. So your guys' purification fire. Some of you guys could be fire signs. So it says, bare essentials, the naked truth and wholeness. What is it that your heart truly desires? What do you perceive is missing in your life? In order to find the answers, you must look inside your heart. You already know this, but you have been reluctant to look because a part of you fears what your heart is telling you. The only way forward is to face your fear. Something in your life is not working out as you would have liked, and it's not going to get any better unless you have the courage to face it. Close your eyes and relax. Imagine a beautiful flame warming your heart and soul. Feel its purifying and healing light burning away your fears and doubts, healing your body and mind, and clearing away all obstacles, either imagined or real. Fill your heart center as an endless space full of only love and light. Feel the peace. You are safe in this eternal space of light. Now that now, what is your heart saying? When it brings a tear to your eye, you will know that is your truth. Your soul will guide you towards happiness. All you need is to follow. Trust. Okay, this is your affirmation. I'm going to hold it up. Hopefully you guys can see that if you want to screenshot that. This is the affirmation that goes with this card. It says, I listen to my heart and follow its guidance. I deserve to be happy. I have the power to create my reality. I trust that all will work out well. My life is clear of obstacles. So yeah, if you guys have just been feeling like things haven't been working out, no matter what you do, things are just, it might be time just to let it all go and just like burn it all away and let this newness come back in. Let all these fears go away. You know, some of us may be like, well, I want this and I'm not afraid of it. Why isn't it happening? You know, just allowing it to go. There may be some sort of block that you don't realize, but purifying yourself from that and but trusting that things are going to work out as they should. So you guys have ears wide open. This is a card about listening versus speaking. It's taking in the information. It's there's a number 33 that may be important for some of you guys. But yeah, this is about taking all the information in and trying to, it's like a level of perception and allowing things in. So also, I know it's ears wide open, but I'm hearing like your sight is important at this time too. And like basically this is all about inputting, taking things in from the outside, allowing things to come and go and not need to have a judgment about it, but just allowing it to come in, filter through and go. And if it doesn't sit with you, if it doesn't serve you, let that go. If it comes in and it touches your soul, let that in. Not everything we hear is true. The reminder is, you know, and sometimes even what we tell ourselves isn't true. So being mindful of that. Is this thought serving me? Is this self-doubt serving me? Is this fear serving me? You know, and filtering things out with a filter of love. I know that's not the easiest thing to do. A lot of times we don't realize that we have a filter of fear on things, and we do things out of fear. We do things because we're afraid of things, or we don't do things because we're fearful. And just allowing yourself to really like hear your own thoughts, hear other people's thoughts, and filter it. That, is this a love-based thought? Is this, and again, this can come from you or someone else. Is this love-based information or is this fear-based information? And helping yourself decipher things that way. We have the seeker, so I feel like a lot of you guys are looking for something. The light attribute of this is thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So going after that, really having that desire to learn, having that desire to be open, to open your ears to new ideas, open your mind to thinking outside your own little box, your own little world. The shadow attribute, though, is the inability to commit to a path once found. So some of you guys may be into human design. So normally I used to be very on point, like you have to commit once you figured something out. But as I've learned human design, I have a gate that I'm just supposed to start things and inspire others and then move about my way. And learning that actually like gave me a lot of relief about beating myself up for not finishing that. So if you do have a tendency to like, and I think I'm an emotional generator, so it's not a generator thing. It's one of the other energy types is just supposed to start things and just keep going. So if you haven't looked into your human design, this may be a message to do that. I feel like there's a lot of really freeing information. There's a lot of people that it's getting a little bigger and out there. So there's a lot of people that can read your charts for you. It was something I was going to learn and maybe do, but I don't think that's for me. I just am here to shed light on it a little bit, but I'm finding out I had that gate active, really helped me be like, oh, okay, I'm just supposed to, and almost like this, I'm supposed to start things, learn things, and tell others about it, aka you guys. So maybe, you know, again, if you've heard human design around but you haven't looked into it, this is your nod to do that. Seek that truth there. Seek the truth about yourself, about your design. It's a blueprint for how you were built to be. It's super interesting. So but for others of you, like if you get hard on yourself about starting things and not finishing things that you want to do, be mindful if you're having self-sabotaging tendencies around that. There's an amazing book. Ooh, I have it in arm's reach, so I'm going to pull it out. By Brianna Wiest. It's The Mountain Is You. And if you find yourself like self-sabotaging and things like that, where you want to do things, but yet you aren't doing that, if procrastination is a really hard issue for you, you know, perhaps look, and it's not a very big book, but it's really, really like profound, amazing information about things that we don't even realize that we're doing, because it's a lot of it's subconscious. So if you found yourself like, you know, you want to do this thing and you can't seem to like get past something or procrastination, there may be some sort of subconscious self-sabotaging you're doing, and looking into that and healing through that may help you be on path with who you want to be. So there's that message coming through. Again, my guides have me do things and then I don't always know why I'm doing it, but it's usually for somebody else. So next I want to get into Egypt. So I wasn't sure why I was guided to use this deck, because I was like, oh, okay. So this is something that is affecting your life either in a good way or a bad way. But I feel for this pile, this is something that you need to look deeper into. If you do have this connection with Egypt, if you do feel like there's some draw that you have to Egypt, that could be because you had multiple past lives there. So potentially looking into that further, accepting it as just a cool truth. Maybe you don't believe in past lives, totally cool, fine, I'm not here to change your mind. But looking into that, possibly doing like a past life regression meditation, you know, with the intention of looking into, did I have a life in Egypt, and setting the intention, let me explore that life, because there may be something in that life that happened that's affecting me now, maybe that I need to let go of, or just having some realizations around that. Or this could just be a cool nod to be like, hey, this is your pile if you do feel really drawn to Egypt. I know that I have some interesting lives there. I need to do that very thing. I've done a little bit of exploring, but I plan on exploring that more in past life regression meditations. I have a really cool one that I do. I can't share it with you. I don't know, like, but there's a lot of cool ones out there, but look into that. Personally, I bought a travel journal. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I'm always glad to share things. I bought a travel journal. So every time I do a past life regression, I write my notes in it, because it's a form of travel. It's like time traveling and learning more about myself, and I learn something every single time. So there could be something in one of your past lives in Egypt that's important to you. I'm also hearing maybe learning about the get the Kabbalion and learning about the Hermetic principles may be important to you guys in this pile. That's another book I've started and I've yet to finish. I want to finish it, but or even like a lot of people do TikToks about that. Oh, there's this one guy that always talks about it. I can't remember his name for the life of me. He's got like long brown hair. Darn it. Anyways, yeah, I have no idea what his name is. I can picture his face perfectly. I can't access his name at this moment. But I'm just keep hearing Hermetic principles. Hermetic principles are going to be important for you guys to look into. The Kabbalion is a really short book, and it's just based on the 7 Hermetic principles. So it could be important for you guys to research. If that pings in your head, if it doesn't, feel free to let that go. All right. Next, I want to talk about this card. It says, being love. Exude love in all that you do. Oneness, like attracts life, unconditional loving self and all. So make sure that not only are you being unconditional loving of others, this really feels like a self-love message is coming in for you guys. Like, I feel like you guys are so non-judgmental. You guys are so loving to everyone else, but yet you have a tendency to be hard on yourself. And not even recognizing it. Like, turn that unconditional love back towards yourself, guys. If you do have a hard time loving yourself, this is the time to really work through that and heal through that. Seek the light that's within you. Like, I feel like a lot of these messages are about like wisdom that you hold within you. Maybe a key is found in Egypt for you guys. Maybe that's going to unlock something in your soul's memory. But I feel like there's so much light, there's so much truth in you that you just need to dive a little deeper. And with you guys having this life purpose card, definitely there's something about finding and unlocking keys in your life purpose, in your life soul, but that starts from loving yourself. Extend the kindness that you give to everybody to yourself. Extend the grace that you give everyone else. Extend it to yourself. If you're already doing that, rock on, keep doing it. Maybe you're also here to show others how to do that as well. If it's something you just are instilled with this level of self-love, a lot of souls came into this life with a self-love deficit, and a lot of that is generational or ancestral in the blood DNA that you were born into, because you were here to change that line. You were here to shift that in your DNA so it doesn't continue. I was actually just watching a show about that last night, about how certain things, they were talking about transplant patients taking on characteristics of the people they received transplant organs from, and then science really starting to look into what is really encoded into the DNA. And so it was really interesting. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but that's all of a sudden that just popped in my head. So if you feel like, I know a lot of people talk about like, oh, that the information is out there a lot about healing generational trauma, healing ancestral trauma, things like that. But it's a very real thing. Like, you can carry that in your DNA. And maybe, again, not the easiest thing, but I feel like a lot of people that are here at this time are here to shift that in their family bloodlines. Obviously, as your souls travel, you're not always in the same bloodline, right? This also, I'm going to go back to that thing that I watched. They were talking about children of Holocaust survivors had certain things in their DNA that had triggered more stress levels, like a stress DNA that was like almost born into them, which is almost proving that some of these generational or, traumas can be inherited through the bloodline. I know some of you guys are probably hearing that like, well, that's not fair, but again, a lot of us were here to heal those things, to shift those things. I think, a lot of people are moving into conscious parenting, especially a lot of us that were parented in a very hard way. We're here to shift it all. So it all has a purpose, but it's also, went on a tangent, but yes, it was needed. But it also starts with loving ourselves. I feel like that maybe if you look at your parents, do you think your parents really love themselves? And maybe you're here to change that in your life, right? Okay. So, life purpose. You guys are on the precipice of really either fully diving into or unlocking your life purpose, what you're here to do. And some of you guys, it could be that very thing I was just speaking of. You're here to change your ancestral generational lines. You just are. And the light that you are, the beauty that you are, and it's also taking that information in and filtering it and realizing that most of the things that are going on in your family are out of fear, and you can change that just by shifting your perspective, being that pillar of light for the people that couldn't. Again, I know that's not easy. A lot of us have had to parent our parents. I understand that so much, but my children won't have to deal with the things that I went through as a kid, because I'm changing that. So I know that's part of my purpose. So I'm assuming a lot of you guys, it is as well, So yeah, right now, life purpose, super big focus, looking into that. I said there may be, for some of you guys, I know I went on this whole tangent, but it may be something, a key is in Egypt, and doing something about this past life regression stuff is really going to help you unlock some of what you were meant to be here for. And some of us were just meant to carry a higher vibration. I know that doesn't sound exciting. Some of us, it doesn't have some big, massive narrative. Just being the light that you are is enough. So honor that too. Okay. Next message and then I'll get into tarot. Surrender obsessive thinking. So if you find yourself in that hamster wheel, that very 5 of Swords energy, just around and around and around, you gotta surrender and let that go. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity, even solve the problem. So if you find yourself just unable, your just wheels are turning, you can't seem to get rid of it, ask your guides for help. They can step in and help in that kind of stuff. We forget that. I forget, and I know this, and I still forget. I'll be dealing with something for hours, and I'm like, oh wait, I can ask them for their help. And within, like, it's like that quick that I'm like, oh my gosh, Joy, you talk about this like all the time to other people, but yet you forget. So again, I think I talked about in the opening, a lot of this may be stuff you already know. It's just a reminder or something you needed to hear right now to put you back on path to where you're supposed to be. So surrender the negative thinking. Ask for help if you find yourself caught in this hamster wheel. Sometimes a lot of us on the spiritual journey get so caught up in like the soul kind of side of it, the spiritual side of it, that you almost get so much in your upper chakras that you forget to stay grounded in your body. So doing things that ground you, connecting with nature, carrying grounded crystals, anything black or red is gonna be grounding and protective and help bring you back down. I had a friend that said something the other day, and it was like, I realized that was my problem, is I get so much in this upper chakra channeling information all the time that it can become overwhelming sometimes, that I need to remember that I'm in a human body having a human experience and I need to ground myself here. So, you know, sometimes just grounding yourself in your body, taking a salt bath, you know, connecting with nature, walking barefoot outside, those things like that can help bring you out of your head and back into your body, and that can give you a lot of relief as well. All right, so let's pull some tarot cards just for some last little messages for pile 2. What does pile 2 need to know? What else did I not get into? What other messages can we let pile 2 know? Again, if you guys are liking this, please don't forget to like, drop me a comment. It's always appreciated. I love doing readings like this, so I really want to open up to more viewers that like these type of readings. All right, let's see. You guys have a 3 of Wands, so just know that things are going to be coming in. If you've been waiting for things to happen, this is a card of, you know, your ship's coming in, but you're waiting for it, but it's starting to move, it's starting to happen. Just know that all that wait is going to be worth it, that things are starting to happen. You're moving towards your purpose. Things are going to be shifting. It just involved, you know, letting go and then turning back on that seeker light that you had, that excitement you had for this life purpose, this soul purpose that you had. And sometimes we don't get to do that full time. Like, you know, some of us don't get to have a job where our whole focus is our life purpose, or the job that makes us money, you know, but doing something on the side that fills that part of your soul is going to be important. But just know that the waiting, it's all going to start coming together. So just have faith and have trust. You know, that card talked about having trust that it's all coming together. And this is like another message that's reiterating that. All right, what else does pile 2? We have the Hermit. So, you know, it kind of goes back to that healing message, that self-reflective message, knowing that your answers are within you and your soul always knows. So there may also be a point to knowing that, you know, at this time, this has been, or still needs to be some healing within, some work within. I always think of spiders as workers, you know, and they're creative and they build things, but the Hermit is about going within and being self-reflective and introspective. So it still might be, you need a little more work just on working within and getting down to the, again, those bare essentials, and knowing that as you purify yourself and heal yourself, all this will be unfolding for you. All right, let me pull 1 or 2 more. Page of Cups. So I wasn't really going to go here with this message or with this reading, but I feel like for some of you guys, there may be like a shift or a change in romantic connections coming up that you need to understand that is happening or is coming. And so if you've been waiting for that maybe that's a relief to hear. But also this is about expressing your love, expressing the emotions of your heart, expressing the things that you feel within, and leading from that heart space is coming in. I'm also hearing, like, I don't know if someone's, I don't even know what kind of bird this is, and I don't know if this is a singing bird. However, it's like a little reddish bird. It's not a cardinal, but I don't know what it is. Anyways, all of a sudden I'm getting this message about someone that's like naturally gifted at singing to actually like step into that and do that more and honor that more. If that's for you, take it, please. But in sharing your gifts in a verbal way. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe you're not a singer. Maybe you have these, again, this feels like such a light worker pile. And maybe you guys want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you've been nervous about doing that. Maybe you think it's oversaturated. Don't let those things get in your way. Believe me. I was encouraged by my dear friend Charlotte over at Happy Twins 1111 to start my channel when she first was like, nope, you got to do it. I was like, what? I'm gonna what? You know? And now here I am, and I feel so much like I am fulfilling that purpose, and it's about sharing my light and my love with others and expressing that to you guys. So yeah, if you've been feeling like, do it. It's a very fulfilling thing. It's scary. But sometimes we gotta face our fears to get to where we want to go. You know, everything you want is on the other side of fear. And fear is only emotional imagination turned against you. Because fear and worry, most of that is things that we just made up in our head. And so again, that's our imagination working against you. So start imagining better things. You know, start getting out of that fearful things of what could go wrong, instead of start looking at what could go right. You know, like, this is your life. You are the author of it. Start stepping into that power and start recognizing that you can shift so much if you just choose to do that. And again, some of that might just be getting out of your own way. Maybe pick up that book, you know, The Mountain Is You. I feel like that's very, very important for this pile. I am in no affiliation to any of this stuff. I just happen to have, it's been profound and helpful for myself and other people that I know, so I always share that kind of stuff. All right, let me see, maybe one more message. Any last message for pile 2? I appreciate you guys sitting through all this. I really love these kind of readings, and again, I want to do more and more of them. So if you are enjoying this, please let me know. We have a 7 of Cups here, so please understand your options are endless. You guys have a lot of cup stuff, like a lot of emotional stuff is coming up. Like, just know that your options are endless if you choose to see it. Feel free to dream big. Follow a daydream. See where it takes you. Use those breadcrumbs from, like, those things that spark your interest, the things that light your soul on fire. Like, follow those. You know, where is your interest being pulled? Go down that rabbit hole and see where it takes you. We do have a rabbit on this thing. So it's like, I feel like you're being encouraged to follow the rabbit holes that light you up right now. Like, it's going to be really important. Like, if something just for some reason sparks something in you, follow it. If it doesn't lead you anywhere, you went on an adventure, you learned something new, cool. Also, don't get hung up on that kind of stuff, but you won't know to, like, it's part of trusting your intuition. Your intuition is constantly, your soul's like sending you little pings here and here, like, this is an adventure that your soul wanted to do, let's go down this way. And unless you explore that, you won't really ever know, you know? So start listening to, you know, these pings from inside of yourself, and follow it with a sense of adventure, not with a sense of it has to be any sort of way. Just go to where your soul is pulling you and see where it takes you, because you just might not know where you end up. You could end up on YouTube being a tarot reader for thousands of people and get to do this, and it's really cool, you know. Because if I had let my obsessive overthinking, my self-doubt get in the way, I wouldn't be here, you know, telling you this message that hopefully you needed to hear. Yeah, so just follow those things that light you up, guys. Like, the options are endless. There's a plethora of abundance in the universe. There's, like, don't come in from a lack mindset going, there's not enough, it's oversaturated. That's lack mindset. The universe is endless, and so are your options, but you need to choose to see that and recognize that that is a truth and accept it as a truth for yourself, and then you'll bring in more of that energy. All right, guys, I'm going to end that here. Thank you guys so much. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a future reading. Bye, guys. Hello, 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 my lovely friends for pile 3. You guys picked this beautiful amethyst angel. And we are going over messages from Spirit, urgent messages from Spirit, the universe, your guides, my guides, whatever you need to hear. I have a feeling like some of this stuff will be reminders of things that you may already know, but you may have forgotten or forget to implement. So, this is a general reading, so not every message will be for you. It could all pertain. If something doesn't fit right for you, just feel free to let that go and respect it was for somebody else. We're using the Everyday Witch Tarot and some Oracle cards. So let's just jump right into the Oracle cards. So for pile 3, I'm starting with the Gaia oracles. Basically was guided to say this is like an overall energy for this message. Again, there's going to be a lot of different messages, but I'm going to read the message from the book. It's a deck I just got that was donated to the channel by Holly over at Crystal Rose Tarot. If you haven't checked her out, please go check her out. Amazing reader, smaller channel, would love to boost her to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys feel so inclined, please subscribe to her and give her some love and let her know I sent you. All right. So to start your reading, you guys have Enchanted Forest. Actually, I'm going to pull all these out and then I'll read. So Enchanted Forest. You guys have the Storyteller. I might have to read that one too. I don't know if I remember. 2717. We have the Dilettante. I might be saying that wrong. Obviously, I haven't looked at these before because I'm stumbling over my words. I like to look at them with you. We have Release and Surrender. We have Loving All of You. We have Surrender Your Belief in Scarcity. All right, we'll get chatting about that. And then for a past life that could be affecting you, we'll get into that more about why I was guided to pull this card. We have Persecution and Inquisition. So anyone in this this group that may have felt like they could have been a witch that was burned or something like that, not understood in a past life, this is definitely your pile. I don't know where I want to stick this. Okay, guess I'm going to do this. Trying to make it pretty. Okay, so your main point here. We have Enchanted Forest, mystery, magic, and excitement. So a lot of magical kind of energy here. So some of you guys could have been, or you could be, you know, consider yourself a witch or, you know, a light worker. Not everyone likes the word witch. I have past life connection to that, and I can't handle the word witch. It's so weird, but I won't get into that. Maybe at the end, I'll tell my story with connection with that. All right, Enchanted Forest, 27. It says, 1 minute, life seems rather mundane and boring. Then all of a sudden, someone or something sweeps into your life like a breath of fresh air. All of a sudden, you feel as though you are on a magical, mystical tour with a renewed sense of passion and excitement for life. Wow, okay. And it doesn't matter that you have no real idea where this is all leading you. In fact, not knowing only creates more excitement. Life is now full of romance and seemingly endless creative possibilities. Embrace all that comes your way. Enjoy the journey and don't be in a hurry to settle things down or draw conclusions. Allow things to unfold in their own way and time. What unravels will bring you lasting joy and a deep sense of fulfillment. Well, hot damn. Okay, the affirmation for this is, it's not on the same page for you guys to take a picture of it, but I am open to new ideas and adventures. You might be able to screenshot that. Life is full of endless creative possibility. I embrace each opportunity that comes my way. I love the magic and mystery of life. I trust my heart and believe in love. Okay. Wow, that's a really beautiful message. All right. Again, I just got this deck, so I really know nothing about it. So yeah, a lot of magic. If your life has been feeling mundane or boring or stuck lately, expect it to change. Like, or maybe you're being caught up in stuff and you're like, I have no idea what's going on. What is happening? You know, you're being guided to just trust, go with the flow, allow it to happen, allow the magic to almost like engulf you and really just, yeah, make life a little just crazy but cool. Like it's go with the flow, allow things to happen, but there has to be a level of trust and allowing with this, and it may be a little scary, but change that. If you're feeling nervous or scared about it, change those thoughts to excitement. And when I say that, I know I talk about this a lot. You may have heard me say this, you may have not. The chemicals in our body that happen when, I cannot get this thought out. Bear with me, pile 3. The same chemicals that are produced when you're scared are the same chemicals that are produced when you're excited. So your body makes the same chemicals, the same chemical reaction happens in both those scenarios. It's your brain that tells your body how we're feeling about this that's being released, right? So they do this trick for people who are afraid of flying. You're supposed to think about something you're excited about when you land versus being scared of flying, or nervous about flying. So you're shifting that nervous energy, which excited energy and nervous energy, if you look at that and you like think about your reactions in both those situations, you'll realize that, hey, my body does a lot of the same things. You might not just feel it the same when you're excited because you're excited about something, but like this is like almost like a life hack or a body hack. So recognizing, going, oh, I can just switch my thoughts to something I'm excited about. Sometimes it's harder than others, you know, but if you can do that little tweak and be excited, then you'll find it's easier to deal with this like nervous energy, right? I hope I made that point okay. That kind of came out botched, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So this is a moment where it could feel nervous, but switch it to excitement. Just make that little tweak on the dial and you'll find like it's just so exciting instead of being scared about what's going on. Some of you guys may be like, my life is boring. I don't know what you're talking about, Joy. Then just take this as a nod that things are about to shift and possibly very quickly. This could be someone coming into your life that kind of just tells you some information that unlocks a key in you. Maybe you'll have a storyteller. We'll get into that in a minute. Oh, we have a key on here too. So yeah, so maybe learning some new information in a book, okay, I guess I'm going here, will be the key to unlocking this excitement that you have. Maybe someone's going to tell you something that you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that, and it's just gonna like snowball into where life takes you next. So just be ready for a ride. I guess that's all I can say, but be excited about it. Have fun with this. Like this is really, really lovely energy, pile 3. Like own it, accept it, and rock it out. All right. So yeah, all right. I am gonna look at the book for this if I can figure out what I did with my book. Oh, there it is. Just because I haven't pulled this card that often. I love this deck, but bear with me. I'm just going to read the key points. Identity, positive self-definition, teaching others how to treat through the stories you tell about who you are. Okay, so this is, I read that intuitively for the other thing. This feels very different. So we have to be mindful of the stories we tell about ourselves. Like, you know, yes, our past made us up. Our past, you know, sometimes it's good to help people or tell people about our past so they understand why we do X, Y, Z. But be mindful of how much you're allowing your past and those stories to define who you are. If your past isn't taking you where you want to go, it's time to just accept that it is, like, accept it for what it is, leave it in the past and move forward. That story doesn't have to define you forever. What happened to you doesn't have to change your whole life or affect your whole life. Yeah, it affects how we react to things. Again, it's a good thing to understand, but be mindful of how much you're repeating these stories, and if it's affixing you to a definition that you don't want to be anymore. You can let that story go. It can still be a part of you. You can still honor it, but you don't have to tell everybody anymore. Like, I personally went through this. I don't want to go down my rabbit hole, but for a long period of time, like, I let my past, my childhood, just some really messed up stuff define me and this story, and made me like almost like, pretty much, I'm not gonna lie, like I was in a victim mentality for my early 20s or my late teens, early 20s for a lot of these horrible things that happened to me. And then it's just like, honestly, when I found Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks back in the mid 2000s, it changed my whole life. I realized I didn't need to be that person. I didn't want to be that person. And by reliving those stories, retelling those stories, I was allowing it to define me, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I had control over that. I didn't have control over what happened. I didn't have control over what people did to me when I was younger, but I had control over how I allowed it to affect me in the future, and I no longer was going to be the victim to my past circumstances. So this is how this feels. Be mindful of the stories you tell, the things you believe about yourself, because it doesn't have to be true. You can rewrite your story. If you can't, you might not be able to rewrite the past, but you have the ability to write your future the way you want it to be. It doesn't mean those things don't affect us. It doesn't mean they don't creep up, but they are less of your story the less you tell about it. I tell things now in reference to if I feel like someone, needs to understand something or whatever, I'll use that, but I don't let those define me anymore. And I do get ego hits sometimes when people think that I'm just happy-go-lucky, and because I'm so happy and sunshine that I must have had the easiest life, and I have no idea, so sometimes I feel the urge to defend myself, but I don't have to. I mean, again, I tell stories when it's needed. Like now I dived a little bit. Again, I don't need to dive any more than making a point that it doesn't have to define you, and you can move past them. You can rewrite, where do you want to go? How do you want your life to be? Write that story out and start making steps to get there. Even if you don't know what those are, put it out to the universe. Go, this is what I want. This is where I want my life to go. Please step in. Please help me. And you'll be amazed once you decide what you want, what you truly want for your highest good, the universe will come in and help you. And then that could be the ride, that crazy, amazing, magical ride that you're going to go on. You might just have to ask. You might have to drop that old story, step into your new story, and move forward. Whew. Okay, that was a message. Welcome. All right. That's all with love, guys, by the way. Woo. All right. For the word I can't say, dilettante, the light attributes of this is delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So this is all about really enjoying your gifts, really enjoying things without having to be perfect at things. A lot of us, not a lot of us, maybe this is just a me problem. I have a Virgo in Venus, so anything creative, I have this need for it to be perfect right away, and then I beat myself up about it. So if you relate to that, this is about enjoying the process of doing and not needing it to be perfect, not needing to be a pro at anything, not needing to be perfect right off the bat, just being, just doing and enjoying it. The shadow attribute is pretension too much deeper knowledge than you actually, pretension too much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So you don't have to come in with this fake confidence. So this is being mindful. Sometimes if we're insecure about sometimes when people are insecure about things, they then overcompensate. Oh, well, no, I know what I'm doing, even when they don't. It's okay to be vulnerable and be I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying and I'm enjoying this, and really enjoying the process of doing things. And you don't have to be perfect about it, and you don't have to pretend to be perfect about it. You just have to enjoy the process. So that's a really good point there. So loving all of you, obviously we have the yin yang here, so it's going to be about balance. Love and accept your inner darkness for the greatest self-love. Deeply healing world mirrors us. So this is about loving all aspects of yourself. If you had a hard past, even if you did horrible things in the past, you don't have to be that person either, but it's also learning to forgive yourself and learning to love all aspects of yourself. Again, if you want to change, then change, but you don't have to hate those parts of yourself. You can dislike that and vow never to do that again, but this is all about loving yourself in a full balanced way and recognizing that we all have shadows and light aspects. We're here in a world of duality. Earth is duality. If you really look at it, north, south, everything positive, negative, everything has a duality to it, fear, love, all of it. But it's learning to embrace all of it. Again, you don't have to lean in either way, but understanding that just because there's a negative connotation to something doesn't necessarily make it bad. Or there's different parts of all of us, not all of them are favorable. But learning to love yourself fully and then lean into the parts that you want to be the most is the best way forward. But this is all about finding that balance between the duality that we all hold, and also seeing that in others. This will also help you realize that everyone is human. Everyone is pretty much an F up mess, and most of us have no idea what we're doing. And some people make poor choices, poor decisions, and it's moving past that and understanding that everybody's dealing with their own stuff. What you want to do with that information for the situation you've been in is on you. I'm not going to force you to forgive someone you don't want to forgive, but if it's holding you back and causing you grief or anger by holding on to this resentment towards somebody, let that go for you, not for them, but for your soul, right? But this is all about finding the balance and loving everything about yourself. So we're just going to make this about you. Don't worry about anybody else with that. Just love yourself so you can have the greatest self-love. And recognize the world does mirror us. So, looking at that and using that as a way to propel ourselves forward. So this was interesting. I was guided to pull, I haven't ever used this deck. It's a past life deck. I got it and then I got caught up in another, I have a good bit of decks. I'm very blessed that way. And during the hurricane, I packed up everything because I was afraid my house was going to possibly get flooded. So I came across it and I was like, oh yeah, I never used that deck. Anyway, so I was guided because it was out and more my vision. My guides guided me to pull this, and I'm like, what does this have to do with what you guys want me to read? But it was very much like this may be affecting their life now, or in a good way or a bad way. So potentially a lot of you guys watching had a past life where you were either persecuted or had inquisition. A lot of that, of course, I jumped to the witch thing, witch trials and stuff like that. But you were possibly either persecuted or had inquisition against you for something possibly that was benign and helpful to other people but was misunderstood. So it could be something that you carry this burden of feeling misunderstood all the time, or not being heard or misinterpreted, and that could be affecting your life now. So if you do feel like you have some things that you're like, it doesn't make sense because I didn't experience that in my lifetime, understand that that may be coming from a past life, and you can do healing around that, possibly find a clinical hypnotherapist. I do know one that I've worked with. His name is Joey Labassiere, but he's amazing. But there's a lot of people out there that do that. I'm never trying to push anyone one way. Or you could have been someone who persecuted and did inquisitions on other people. So just know that that past life is possibly affecting you. But the other way about that, you could be someone that has been a healer for generations. That feels like, I feel like I needed to touch on that because this is what this card says. But with the rest of this message, this really, really feels like you've been carrying this magical, soul journey for lifetimes, and really stepping into that power, that healing power. If you are a healer, maybe this feels very earth-like. So very maybe you've had interest in herbal medicine, things like that, Ayurvedic kind of stuff, natural healing, a natural, homeopathic kind of thing, and maybe really looking into that and branching into that and looking into that more and seeing how you can help heal yourself, your family, and other people through the earth or other healing, energy healing modalities, things like that. But feeling like you guys have been carrying this gift for a lifetime or lifetimes, and you I feel like a lot of you guys have had that bottled up. You're focused on a different story, and this is the story that wants to be told. This is the story that wants to come out. This is the story that may take you on this magical journey that you're like, I don't even know where I just went, but here I go. And if you've been pulling that and feeling that pull, that for some reason all this stuff is interesting to you, really follow that rabbit hole, really see where it takes you. Again, it's a gift. It's something that you've carried for lifetimes, and it's urging to come out. This such a cool energy. I feel like it's the way that they're showing me, it's almost like a wall that's cracked and all this light's trying to shine through the cracks, and all you have to do is bust through it. So it's that your soul's urging you to really lean into this magical gift, so to speak, that you have, and whatever that looks like. There's so many different modalities, so whatever feels right for you, but whatever your soul, it's your soul is calling you, it's beckoning you. And maybe there's some fear around that. Maybe in your family you've grown up thinking that that was bad or ridiculed. I honestly, guys, I grew up in a very religious family where I was told tarot was the devil, it was blasphemy, and it's freaking sad that I believed that for a lot of my life, because I've never felt closer to God in my life, right? I've never felt such pure love in what I do now, and it was something I was afraid to even touch until this all happened to me. This all unfolded for me. This card is very much what happened to me in my journey, and all I had to do was trust it, follow it, and it just snowballed, and here I am getting to do this with you guys, and it's freaking, sorry, I'm trying not to cuss, so amazing, so life-affirming. If you can't hear it, my voice, I am so lucky to get to do this kind of work every day, and I want that for all of you guys. Like, if you are in this pile and that is like just pinging to you, like, just go after it. Go after what lights you up, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you're worried about what your friends are going to think, your family's going to think. If your soul is calling you, I'm urging you, go after it. At least investigate it, see where it takes you. You might just be writing your new story here. Okay, we have release and surrender. Wow, this is going to probably be a long pile. Thanks for bearing with me. We haven't got to tarot yet. So release and surrender. So this is all about releasing the resistance, taking the path of least resistance. This is opening that door and allowing it in, flowing with it. You know, go, okay, soul, if this is where you're taking me, okay, universe, okay, guides, if all these signs, synchronicities are pulling me this way, just letting it go and letting it flow. All right, next, surrender your belief in scarcity. So this is around like thinking that there's not enough for whatever you want to do. Like maybe some of you guys are like, well, I want to be a Reiki, Reiki healer, where there's so many Reiki healers out there. I'm never going to get anywhere. You're never going to get anywhere with that mindset. I'm telling you, like, how many tarot readers are out there? I support my family, my 2 little girls, as a single mom, doing this very thing. I get to help people all day long. And if I was caught up on the fact that how many tarot readers are on YouTube, I wouldn't have done it. So that's the whole thing. You got to look past that. So this card said, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Like if you are stuck and you want this magical thing to happen, it might be this tweak that you need to let go, that it's not possible or there's not enough. The universe is endless. It's limitless. We are made of the universe. The earth is of the universe. It's all just energy. Energy never, ever stops. So stop thinking that abundance is limited and let that idea go. However abundance looks for you. People to help, things to do, money to make. Like, let all the scarcity go, because that's what's blocking you. That's what's holding you back. Be mindful of your thoughts around it, and drop those scarcity beliefs. It's going to help so much. Okay, now let's get into the tarot, because there's going to be more messages, and I appreciate you guys for being here as long as you have. So humbled that people watch me to begin with and help me get to share my purpose. So, all right. So for pile 3, Spirit, what else? This has been a powerful pile. At least I'm pumped up doing this. This is very different than the other 2 piles. So, woo! All right. What else does pile 3 need to know, need to hear, need to understand? That was way too many. We have an Ace of Wands, fiery, passionate, new, creative beginning. So this, again, things are changing, things are shifting, that inspiration is coming. If you haven't felt it, allow it. Allow it. Say that affirmation. What was that affirmation again? I feel like that's important. We're going to say it one more time, especially with this Ace of Wands popping up. If you're curious about this deck, it's really awesome, the Gaia Oracle. I am open to new ideas and adventures. Open to this. Life is full of endless creative possibility. Dropping that scarcity. I embrace each opportunity that comes my way. I love the magic and mystery of life. I trust my heart and I believe in love. New beginnings. New, fiery, passionate, creative beginnings, guys. It's coming. Allow it. Allow it. Release any negative, release the fears surrounding that, and really step into your own power. Love yourself, all of you, the good, the bad, the misunderstood, all of it. Love it all. And write your story. You are your author. Like, this is your time to shine. I'm loving this pile. Holy cow. Okay. 6, the Lovers. So this is about choices. Some of you guys could be connecting with some soulmates, some soul family energy coming in, like-minded souls. But of course, the Lover does have that romantic aspect to it. So some of you guys may be happy to hear that, but just know that these choices that are coming into your life are going to make you feel so fulfilled, so completed. Whatever it is that you do, this could be another person, this could be like-minded souls, this could just be like just this overwhelming feeling of completion. Like this is a card of completing, like a completed like unit. So feeling complete in what you do. I just feel like, yeah, you just gotta trust. And don't persecute yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Don't let self-doubts hold yourself back. Let those go. We have the King of Wands. So more passion, more fire, more fiery energy, stepping into your confidence. Maybe some of you guys want to be a teacher of some sort. Maybe you guys are already magical in your own way, and maybe your next step is to step in and teach others. Show them the way. Help them, like, you know, maybe that's your gift. And I don't normally read this as a teacher, but I'm just looking at this guy, and he's got this little cat here, and he's like showing the cat the world. So maybe your gift is to show other people the world, how to be, a different way to be, a new way through. And then we have a 9 of Wands. So, you know, if you've been through the ringer, oh, there's the Queen of Cups. She had flipped over with that big bunch of cups, so, or deck of cups. The big grouping of cards that flipped over a while ago. They didn't take any of them. She was the top one, so we'll talk about her in a second. Okay, 9 of Wands. This is about perseverance. This is about keeping going, not letting everything that you've been through halt you. And if your story, if you've had that hard story and you want to rewrite it, just know that you have the power to do it. Has everything been fair in your life? Probably not. You know, but that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you give up on yourself. Doesn't mean you give up on the things that you love, and you don't allow people to dictate your future. Okay, this is yours. You're the creator, you're the writer, you're the author. Go. All right. We got this Queen of Cups here. We have an Ace of Cups right in there. I'll let you guys see that too. Queen of Cups here. She's pregnant. So with this feels like a birthing of a new version of yourself. You are right on the edge, but you have to learn to love yourself, and also, like, as you fill your own cup, let it flow into other people. Allow people to see what you love and how you love. I think that you guys have this beautiful, caring heart that is needed in this world. If you're different than everyone around you, it's because you are needed. This world needs so much change, and maybe, hey, you're here to help make that change happen. You just have to get out of your own way to do so. So pile 3, I think I'm going to end this here. I appreciate you guys being here with me with this. Please like, please share this. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love you to be part of the channel. But as always, I appreciate you guys being here so much with me. It's truly, truly an honor. Thank you for allowing me to share my gift with you and helping me, you guys help me fulfill my life purpose. So thank you for that, and have a good one, guys. Bye.